I'm just so passionate about it because I know that if you can have a school that's set up to be able to meet the needs of the students, the kids will soar. For the last 7 years, myself, I've been a principal and I've had excellent academic achievement. Also, within the last couple of months, my school was given the status of a reward school. And that is very big because all of my kids come from inner city and they all qualify for free and reduced lunch. But also with that, we have some of the highest academic achievement within our county and within the state of Michigan. And I need to spread this word out to other schools all around the world that inner city kids can learn, kids can really soar, but we have to set up our schools to be able to address the needs of our students. So that's why I'm passionate about it, because if we don't do it, who else will? Hello, my name is Sean Hurt, the school. If you can really take the map and drive the instructor inside the classroom and link it to the M step, then everything will move. You see it? Ladies, third grade teachers, could you tell me, how do you think this professional development was for you today?
PD. It was productive. It was exciting.
We will never, never leave Mr. Hurt's advising.
Because the schools that I've worked with, the teachers I've worked with, their scores just go through the roof, because what I do is I talk about practical stuff that's practical. Because I'm a former teacher and also I'm a principal, so I'm gonna be telling you guys things that I know will work in your classroom. Hurt, the school turnaround principal, and I am excited regarding the work that I'm doing. This past year, I was able to work with many districts all over the world, and we are going to the next level. Certain districts have been able to increase the report card grade from an F to a B, from a D to an A, and also we have gotten a couple of schools off the CSI list. Now, my next stage is I want to take schools and make them become national blue ribbon schools. So once again, if you would like to go to that next level, hey, just inbox me, reach out to me, and we can make it work. I'm excited. This work I'm doing is blessing schools all over the world. So if you want to be that next national blue ribbon school, hey, reach out and let's go ahead and do the work. And also with that, I got 2 dynamic books that I have that schools are picking up as we speak. And man, these are blessing your school. One is on school transformation, and the other one is on for parents and teachers and principals to come together as one for student success. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. This is Mr. Hurt with your Saturday morning podcast. Come on in and hit that share button. We're going to do part two of NWA map training. So give me about 2 minutes as I get all of my Facebook, LinkedIn friends in. And this is going to be another powerful training. So what I need is that let me know where you're coming from. Tell your friends and family. I know it's the holiday weekend, but listen, come on in. We have Sean Dorman from Iowa. Good morning. We have Rashad Davis from Vegas. Good morning to you. We have Gian from Maryland. Good morning to you. We have September. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. I'm excited. I am excited about this. 2 weeks ago, we did part 1, and people said, Hurt, you have to do part 2. You have to do part 2. So that's why I'm here. I'm giving the people what they want. So give me a few more minutes as we get the people in. We're going to get the people in. Yes, I'm excited. This is going to be another powerful PD. Another powerful PD. Good morning, Ms. Bolden from Texas. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. I got so much information to share. I got so many things to send out to the folks. We're gonna get this word out. We're gonna get this word out. So just stay with me. Yeah, yes. You know, I got all these devices going. I got Dr. Jeter in the house. Good morning, Miss Reed. Miss Reed in the house. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Yep. So just give me a few more minutes, seconds, I mean. We're going to get this party started. We're going to get it started. Yes, we are. Make sure we got everybody in. Make sure we got everybody in. All right. I think we're set. I think we're all set. So I got all my LinkedIn folks, Facebook folks. All right. I need all the time. Because we're going PowerPoint style. It's going to be PowerPoint style. So once again, good morning to everyone. I'm Mr. Sean Hurt, and this is my Saturday morning podcast. And today we're going to do part 2 of NWA training. I know for a fact there's thousands of schools out there that will be taking their fall NWA test. Fall, spring, winter, whatever you want to call it, NWA test, and I'll be doing training. So you say, Hurt, why should I listen to your training? Why should I be part of it? Because I always tell this is that when I was a principal of a school, I had some of the highest NWEA scores in the nation. All of my grade levels was at the 90th percentile or higher for growth. And then in addition to that, it had a direct impact on our state scores. So for the next 30 minutes, I'm gonna roll everything out. I'm gonna show you what it is. I probably won't get through it, but hey, we're gonna go ahead and get this work. So just go ahead and hit that share button. So I'm gonna go ahead and go through the housekeeping notes. I always ask this question, ladies and gentlemen: what is keeping you up at night as an educator? I always ask that question. So let's put in the chat, what is keeping you, teacher, principal, superintendent, whatever you're doing in your district, what is keeping you up at night as an educator? Mine is this. Your scores, your state scores have came out. In Michigan, they came out 3 days ago. In Alabama, they've came out. South Carolina, your state scores. You're the principal of the school. Your scores has came out. Are you looking at your scores? And then from there, what are you doing different this year to make sure that you have a dramatic increase moving forward? Are you looking at it? And then from there, what are you doing differently to increase those scores? Does that make sense? The other part is I'm going to give you another part. Also, every principal, every educator should be looking at their blueprint. The blueprint from your state will let you know the major standards that you need to be teaching on and working on that your state says that the kids need to know. If you don't have your blueprint, put it in there. Say blueprint. If you don't have the blueprint from your state, it's going to be hard for you to increase student achievement. It's on the website. I'm going to talk about it, but you must have that, okay? All right. We got what is keeping me up at night, bridging my middle class upbringing and identify with those in poverty or minority backgrounds. Okay, well, you know what? Let me give you this. I have a book, How to Transform Your Inner City Schools and Raise Student Achievement. If you have not purchased this book, it's on my website. I have a chapter. I talk about what you just said. You can be from a different background going into the inner city. How do I identify with the students, my middle school students? There's 100 middle school students, and they're from the ages of 12 to about 14. How do I identify it if I have not grown up in that area? Get the book. All right. What's going on in my educational world? What's going on is that this week I was in Alabama working with Principal Kennedy and her staff. Let's go to the next level. We sat down, we worked, we put some good things in place. They brought their data, so I worked with the 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, set goals for the mid-year, looked at some good classroom strategies, the whole 9 yards. So thank you, Principal Kennedy, for having me come in. I'm loving it. And then also I was in Toledo, Ohio, working with Principal Johnson and that team. We're going to the next level with them, the same thing, looking at the data, setting some good classroom strategies, routines, short cycle assessments, you name it. So that's what I did. And then also I did a virtual PD with the Principal Rogers from the Virgin Islands. We did virtual. We did it a couple of days ago, and we're going to do part 3 on Sunday. So I'm doing virtual. I'm doing face to face. Listen, principals are just going to the next level. They're receiving these services. Someone asked, do you do one-on-one with teachers? If I want you to come in and do some one-on-one virtual, face-to-face, do you do that? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And the last thing is that I will be in New York in a couple more weeks with Principal Finn, and we're going to be doing the same thing, just doing some really good training. So I'm going to stop right there. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to do PowerPoint style. Hey, Mr. Johnson, my man, Mr. Johnson, good morning to you, my friend. So we're going to do PowerPoint style. So let me get the captions off. All right, you still got time. Hit that share button. Come on, hit that share button. Let me know where you're coming from. Let me know where you're coming from. We're about to get started on NWEA. Now, I'm not going to go from the beginning. This is part 2. Part 2, I'm going to take 23 minutes. I'm going to really break it down. I'm going to really show you what you need to do in order to move your academic achievement, okay? All right, so you need something to write with. I got my notes. You need a pen. Let's go ahead and get started. And I'm going to go slow. I'm going to go real slow because there's no need to rush through it because I want everybody to understand, to get it. We're not even going to go, we're going to go slow. I want everybody to understand and get it. All right, let me make sure we're good. Okay, okay, good, cool. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can put this slide big. Current slide. Yeah, we're on current slide. So give me a second. Stay with me, everybody. Okay. Then I want to make sure everything is going. So the first slide is called the class report. Class report. So hopefully everybody can see that. That's the class report. It's not moving. All right, that's cool. We'll just do it like this. Okay. Hey, good morning, Miss Hamilton. Good morning, Miss Hamilton. I got my former teachers in the house. Good morning, Miss Hamilton. Okay, so you're taking the NWA test. You're gonna be taking it in a couple of weeks, or you're already in the process of taking it. Now, I'm not gonna go back to what I talked about in part 1. Just look at it. That was August the 14th. So I'm in the middle of part 2. So the next report you take, you have to print out is the class report or the teacher report. Class report and the teacher report is the same thing, okay? It will look just like this. So I'm going to walk you through it. Now, the first column is the number of students that's in this particular class is 19. The second one is called mean RIT. Mean RIT, that's the RIT score, the average RIT score for all of the kids at the school. You see it right there. Now, the standard deviation, and I'm going to talk about this. If the standard deviation in the particular teacher's class, write it down, everybody, standard deviation. This is so important. If you have 11 or higher, that means that there is a lot of different learners inside of that classroom. Consequently, if there's a lot of different learners inside of your classroom, you must, this is non-negotiable, you must have a lot of differentiated instruction that's taking place at the high school, middle school, and elementary level. I'm going to say this again. People are not getting this. If your standard deviation, this is standard deviation, is 11 or higher, right here, this is 12.8, 11 or higher, there you have a lot of different learners in the classroom, high, middle, and low. So what they're saying is that you need to have a lot of differentiated instruction that needs to take place in the classroom, because if you do not do it, if you do whole group, you're only teaching to the middle. So all of the kids in the red and orange won't get quality instruction, and all of the kids in the green and blue, look down here, will not get quality instruction. You're going to be teaching to the kids in the yellow. All right. Okay, hit that share button. I'm telling you, I am giving you information that schools do not No, this is what I did. That's why I had the highest. It wasn't no school. Miss Reed and Miss Hamilton was my teachers. We had the highest academic achievement. Remember, we're from Michigan, in the nation. The nation. And this is what we talked about. So I'm giving you free information. You don't have to do anything different. I'm giving you free information. Good morning, Principal Kafele, and good morning, Don T, my friend Don T, my good friend Don T. All right. Now, this last column, it says students at or above grade level mean writ. I'll make this a little bit bigger. It says 8. That means that if the kids took the state test, no matter where you're at, 8 kids will have an 80% chance of being proficient on the state test. I'm going to say that again. If the kids took the state test, this is Michigan, South Carolina, out of 19 kids, 8 kids will have an 80% chance of being proficient. So consequently, what I'm telling schools to do is this now, come the winter time, we have to set goals for our particular classroom or grade level. So now with this report right here, follow me very closely. I need to find who my bubble kids or my cusp kids are. So those kids are the kids that's very close to being proficient. How do I do that? You ask the question. You say, Herb, how do I really do that? High, that's the blue. You got 1 kid in high. Look, 1 kid. High average, you have 5 kids. 5 plus 1 equals 6. I'm looking for 8 kids. So I mean, I got to find 2 more kids. So I go to the average. So I get 2 kids out of the average. So those 2 kids will give me 8. But if I take 2 kids out of the average, that means I got 2 kids remaining in average. 2 kids that are in yellow. So consequently, for this particular class, she has 2 kids that are her bubble kids. So what we're saying is that when the winter test comes, if she can move those 2 kids to be proficient, follow me, please, follow me. That means she will go from 8 kids to 10 kids being proficient on the state assessment. Oh man, Mr. Hurt, that sounds good. So let me break it down even more. You say, break it down, Hurt, break it down, break it down. So now if I have 8 divided by 19, that means 42% of the kids came to her classroom at or above grade level. Well, that's good. That's good in a lot of schools because your proficiency was 13 or 14%. But now if we get those 10 kids, 10 divided by 19, now we go from 42 to 52%. So now we go from 42 to 52%. We increase our proficiency by 10% already from September to December based on moving the kids. So what I'm saying to everybody is that this is so important for you to understand who your kids are, numbers, the data, so you can set smart goals for your grade level, for your classroom, and for your teachers. Oh, let's hit that share button. I'm going to stop right there because I know people are taking notes. I don't want to go too fast, but that will blow your mind. Free. Yes, Principal Fele, is free. When I go into schools, this is what I do. I charge, but I'm giving this for free because I want people to get it, to get this information. I got someone saying, I'm over here taking good notes. This is great information. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I want schools to go to the next level. All right. I got so much to go. Now the next page. So you got the first page. Once again, millions of schools are taking this test. Next page is this. And this is going to blow your mind. Hit that share button. This is going to blow your mind. Look, follow me very closely. Follow me, please. These are the domains. These are called domains. These same domains, numbers and operations, geometry, measurements and data, operations, algebraic thinking, these are the same domains that's on your state test that kids will have to know. Now, what I'm suggesting is that you want to look at your area of focus. Write it down. Area of focus. Well, how do I know what my area of focus is? You go over here to call the RIT score. RIT score, right in the middle. Let me make this big. I'm sorry. Just take notes right in the middle. All right. Let me adjust a little bit. All right, cool. For this particular teacher, measurements and data, she had a 173. Look right here. That was her highest. Her highest RIT score was 173. But her lowest RIT score, where her lowest RIT score was, or the area of focus, I want to use the right terminology, was operations and algebraic thinking. Now, as a principal, that's where I say, okay, if this is my area of focus based on what the data, remember, we use data to drive the instruction. Do not just teach to teach. You have to teach with a purpose. 8th grade teacher, high school teacher, elementary teacher, teach with a purpose. You're going to have your basal or your book. Quit going from chapter 1 to chapter 30. Go to the area of focus. Go to the area of focus. Because if you want to move the academic needle, if you want to get more kids to be proficient, if you want to have those kids to have those big gains, you got to look at where is my weakness at, and it's right here. Now let me go to the next thing. So you got to do this, but now what I want you to do, educators all over the world, what I want you to do, I want you to take out or look at your blueprint. The blueprint is what your state is requiring of you. So now look at this. This is Alabama's blueprint. South Carolina has one. New Jersey got one. Michigan has one. Las Vegas has one. I'm just naming people who's on it that I know the state that you're in. Illinois has one. Principal Jeter. Everybody has a blueprint. This is Alabama's blueprint. I worked with this school in Alabama. This is what I presented. So you can look at 5th grade math. Look. The 5th grade state test says that the total number of points is 42 points, right? Everybody sees it, right? Now, it breaks it down to let you know in the 4 areas. These are the same 4 areas that the NWA is testing your kids on. Now we break it down even more. They're saying 16 points, Alabama. I wish every school in Alabama was on here. If nothing else, if you are a school in Alabama, you should be on here because I'm giving you information that you don't know. Now they say 16 points for operations with numbers and fractions, and then 10 points for data analysis, measurements, and geometry. Let's go back over here. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do the switcheroo. Look at the domain: geometry, measurements and data, operation and algebraic thinking, numbers and operation. Look, it's showing us right here. I'm right here. What NWA is saying we're covering. Look, now let's go back to the Alabama blueprint. Look, it's right here. So if I don't do nothing else, I can take the blueprint. Okay, I'm sorry. I can take the blueprint, and then on top of that, they have the standards that they're covering. Look. So numbers and operations is standard 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now I'm gonna stop right there. This is what I'm telling schools. Why don't you just go here for the next 12 weeks? 12 weeks, because you September to December, 12 to 15 weeks. How many weeks you have? You can pace it out based on the standards right here. So you take your basal, you take your book and say, all right, I'm gonna take 2 standards from fractions. Let's go 2 standards for measurement and geometry, 1 from base 10, 1 from algebraic thinking. That's my pacing for the next 12 weeks, and I'm tackling what the state of Alabama is saying. Now, stop right now. Does that sound good? Let me know how that sounds. Give me some emoji. That's why I said I'm giving you information that millions of schools don't have. They're not looking at the blueprint and saying, how does it link together with NWEA? I'm showing you how it all works together. It's not a separate thing. It's working together. People are, I got Stacy Joy. So important to look at the number of items tested. I remember when we would spend weeks on skills that were not even tested. Yes. So let me shoot you straight. Let me be honest. If I am the principal of a school in Alabama, I'm going to cover operations in algebra thinking. That's 6 points. I'm going to cover that. But I am really covering fractions and data analysis. I am making sure without a shadow of doubt my fifth graders get it. Let's look at the sixth grade. Look, it's right here. Number systems and operations. These are the standards. Algebra and functions. These are the standards. I am making sure that I'm covering that. We can look at the sixth grade. I don't know why I'm on this blueprint. Maybe I need to put something about the blueprint because people might not know. This covers 28 points. 28 points. If I add proportional reasoning, data analysis, and geometry, that's only 18 points. So if I cover just these two domains, it will give me more bang for my buck than covering these other three. Hit that share button. Let's go ahead. Let's go to the next one. All right. Yep. This right here, the third page on the class report or on a grade level report is all of the students and when they and where they scored at. Why is this important? In the middle right here is the RIT score for all of the kids, right? Look, you see in the middle, 208, 186, 170, and then the percentile ranking right here. Now, every kid in your school must have goals that you have set for them for the fall to winter. Every kid. Now, I'm going to show you what you have to do. I'm going to show you what you have to do. So now this is the class report. So now the next report I want you to do, keep this, just remember this, take a picture, keep this, write it down, the class report. So now we're going to go to the next report called the student profile. Write it down. Student profile. Student profile. The student profile will show every kid in your school. You got 1,000 kids in your school, so audit it where they're at. Now, this is the first page, so you'll have the kid's name up here. I didn't show the kid's name, where they're at, colors, things of that nature. So, but this is now where how we support the kids. Instructional areas. This kid, you see that this kid's strength was 207 in algebraic thinking, operations in algebraic thinking right here. But the area of focus was geometry. So even though this kid is in the yellow, really this kid is at grade level, but geometry brought this kid down. So if I show the mother this during parent-teacher conference, I'm having a conversation with the kids, I'm in my grade level meeting, I'm like, listen, Raheem is not bad in math. Even though he's below grade level, he's not bad. We just have to focus on geometry with him because the other four areas or domains are very high. So you see, geometry was 169, and the next lowest one was 183. So there's a big discrepancy right there. Oh my God, this is so good. So now we focus in on this. This is on the student profile, and then from here, look at it, look at it, look at it. This is called, so this is Michigan. They're telling you in the fall where the kid would be at. Look, it says right here on the left side, projections, projected result for tests. If they took them, it's called the Michigan has the M step. I wish Alabama, Michigan was on here because I'm giving you good information. It says that if the kid took it in the fall, that kid would be partially proficient. Okay, it says it right here. We're gonna go to another, same thing. Look, I'm getting a little deeper. Same thing. This is yours, kid. So it's saying that if the kid took the M step projections, the kid would be advanced, advanced. If they took the ACT, college readiness, this is high school, ACT, the kid would be on track for a 24 higher on the ACT. This is, I think this kid is like in the 7th grade or something like that. And then on the SAT, if taken in the fall, this kid would be on track. So you know exactly based on your state assessment, PSAT, SAT, ACT, whatever else that you taking, it will tell you where a kid will be at. It projects where a kid will be at. And we talked about this right here. How powerful is that? Just tell me, how powerful is that? All right, I got a couple more minutes. Stay with me, stay with me, stay with me, please. And then same thing. Look, this is on a student profile. It's showing you exactly a kid in the fall, this was last year, winter, and what their score was. But I could click right here and say, man, if I want the kid to be in the green, this is where the kid need to go to. So I can set goals for the kids based on this. I'm gonna say this again. Hey, Carletta, Superintendent Couch, my good friend, my buddy, doing big things. Okay, we can set goals. Yes, thank you, Carletta. Michigan in the house. We need more people from Michigan to be on this podcast. I can set goals right here based on this. That's why Carletta, Superintendent Couch, she's superintendent, I'm sorry. That's why her schools was always increasing proficiency on a state test and on a district test. I'm a witness to it with the work that she was doing. All right, let's go right here. Okay, cool. Now, now I can identify. So her, what do we teach these kids? The domains. What do we teach them? Well, we looked at the area of focus, and then on the second page of the student profile, you can actually see the standards that they're low in right here, right here, right here. All right, I got 2 more minutes, so let me kind of wrap this up. But I want to show this last thing. Remember when I showed this is called a linking study, LINKING study. What it is that each state, based on their proficiency, will look at the scores of the NWA and link it with your state test. It's called a linking study. So what they're saying is this. This is advanced proficient. They're saying let's look at the 5th grade. If you want a kid to be proficient in the 5th grade in math, I don't know what state this is, but just go to the Lincoln study, type in Lincoln study. You will see that you have to be between the 65th and 82nd percentile, or the rich score, 225 to 234. Advanced from 235 to 350 to 80, 30, 99. So now I can look at this and say, when the kids are coming to the door, where are we at? And then where do we need to get Raheem by the end of the year in order for him to be proficient? So if Raheem is a bubble kid and Raheem came at the, say, the 55th percentile in the 5th grade for math, I can say, all right, his goal, we have to get Raheem to the 65th or higher. We have about 26 weeks to do it, but I'm setting goals for the winter time. Does that make sense? So I'm gonna stop right there because it's past my time. It is 12. It is 10:29. Say 10:29. So just a couple things I would love for us to do. First, make sure you share this. This is good information. I'm telling you, it will move your school. The blueprint, Lincoln Study, NWA. If you are a school, make sure you go ahead and do this. I'm telling you, it will make a world of difference. The other thing is that if you like for me to come out and support your school, just inbox me. I've told you I'm in New York, Toledo. I'm everywhere. I'm in Oklahoma, so inbox me. It is not too late. You do not want to be the school at the end of the year where you're saying, know what, we should have did this, we should have did that. It's the beginning of the year. You can be the school that can be a blue ribbon school. You can be the school that will be able to increase student achievement at your school 12 to 15%. We're setting goals like my schools I'm working with, they're setting goals to increase student proficiency by 10 to 12%. Why are they so bold with their goals? Because they have the strategies in place. They have the template ready to go. They have everything that you need. They know what the state is asking them. They've set their student goals. They set their grade level goals. They're unpacking their data. Not just NWA, it could be some of the other assessments that you use. I don't just do NWA, I do other assessments. But you need to have somebody that come in and support you. You do not want to be that school. This whole week, the scores from the state of Michigan came out, I was shaking my head like, why didn't this school reach out? How come they're not on the podcast? Why didn't they do this? Why do you still want to be a F school, a D school? Why do you only want to have 12% of your kids proficient in reading? That does not sound good. That is you. That is on you. Why have that when you can just get the information, sit down, we roll it out. We roll it out. So I just want to say thank you very much. Once again, if you need support, please inbox me. And then make sure you go over to support my good friends, Create and Educate. They're on now. Principal Kafele at 11 and Josh Tarver Sunday at 5. We call ourselves the Fantastic Four. Let's have a nice weekend. Happy holidays to everybody. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your family. Share, subscribe, and let's have a good day. And I'll see you next